You're listening to The Bloodshed Baddies.
Hi, I'm Lex.
And I'm Sam.
And we're the Bloodshed Baddies.
What up, baddies?
For those of you who have been around for season 1, we're doing 2 episodes in a row, so you know we're going to be slap happy during this one.
Yes, especially if you have not listened to the one from last week. A crazy, disgusting, vomiting one. Go listen.
Yes, go listen. Sam, how about them Lions?
They doing good right now, right?
Yeah.
We are being terrible Detroit Lion fans and recording during Lions game because this is when we're available this week. But
it's working as of right now, so we'll just keep listening.
Lions are killing it.
Sam, do you and Brandon have any superstitions for Lions games?
I wouldn't necessarily say they're superstitions, but we like to wear lion stuff, obviously. We like to have our dog in like either his Lions bandana or a Lions jersey as well. But I wouldn't say there's anything like, oh, we have to put our socks on backwards or anything like cute like that. Do you?
Dustin and I do now.
Mm?
We usually wear Dustin doesn't have too much Lions stuff because he's a Seahawks fan, but he'll wear Lions stuff when the Lions play.
Boo.
And I don't have like a whole plethora of Lions outfits. So we were wearing outfits. The Lions won. The next week, we wore different Lions gear and they lost. So I said, Next week, we're going back to the OG, whatever we were wearing 2 weeks ago when we won. And we won. And then last Sunday, we were super busy, forgot to put Lions gear on, and we lost to the Vikings.
Yes.
So now, today, we have the original shirts back on. And now these will be the only shirts. Even like I have a sweatshirt on right now, but I have the shirt on underneath. Dustin has to wear underneath his Seahawks jersey if he wants to wear a Seahawks jersey because those shirts have to be on for us to win now.
Yes, seriously, because there's proof.
Yes. And it's more than one occasion.
So now if they lose, I'm texting you and blaming you.
How? We have our shirts on. We're doing everything on our end this time.
No, I love it. I wish I had some cool things like that, but no. We love football though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go Lions. Oh, I like your football earrings.
Oh, thanks. I got them from TJ Maxx.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sam and I are also both Maxinistas.
Yes. TJ Maxx is where I spend a lot of my time.
And a lot of money.
Yes. Unfortunately. I like to look nice. Or try. But yeah, hope everyone's Lions team. I hope the Lions beat all of your teams, but I hope your teams are also doing well.
Unless you're directly playing the Lions right now.
Yeah, then I hope they lose. If you're from Washington, so sorry. This will be out in 2 weeks though, so maybe it won't hurt so bad.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got for me?
Yeah, you're ready, girl. So I'm back at it after the break. And honestly, this one maybe just like a little bit shorter than the ones I usually do. But when I found the case and I read about it, I was literally in such shock and honestly, unfortunately, disgusted again. I couldn't believe I hadn't heard about this case before. So I had to learn more about it and like figure it out. And then, of course, I had to like share it on the podcast. Woo woo. I came across this one because I specifically looked up college cases for all the youngins off at college and having fun. And this is honestly just an insane one that is like so heartbreaking. Today, I'm going to be telling you about the murder of Alexis Crawford.
Ooh, okay.
Have you heard about this one?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's just because it's also my name or if it's, yeah.
No, literally, I felt very connected to this case. It's like a cool college girl, like not that I was cool, but like and likable by everybody. So I know that is 1,000% part of it. But also I'm like, oh my God, it's Lexi's name. So that it was like weird like reading about it too. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of background information. You know, I like the background information. But Alexis Crawford was born in Athens, Georgia on December 23rd, 1997.
Oh, the day before Christmas Eve.
Yes, a little Christmas baby.
97. She's so young.
Yes. Alexis was born to a pretty large family, having a total of five brothers and four sisters, so 10 altogether.
Holy crap. That's wild in this day and age.
Yes, I was thinking like mom's side, but that was a little bit ago.
Yes.
Nowadays, crazy. And by all accounts, the siblings and parents were very, very close to each other. Alexis, like I said, was also very likable. Everyone who knew her loved her. She was sweet, she was loyal, she's also like extremely beautiful, easy person to get along with, and all that kind of stuff. In 2016, Alexis graduated from Clark Central High School in Athens, Georgia. And then she went to Clark Atlanta University, where she majored in sociology and criminal justice.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, she a baddie. For those of you who are not familiar, Clark Atlanta University is a private Methodist, historically Black research university in Atlanta, and actually the first HBCU in the Southern states.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. And I'm not far from Atlanta.
Yeah, pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool fact. Athens is only like an hour and a half drive from Atlanta. So Alexis was able to go home on holidays and weekends and visit family. So even with Alexis going off to college, the family was able to like stay close with each other and like keep these relationships close.
Oh, cool.
In the fall of 2019, Alexis started her senior year of college. So very exciting. She lived in an off-campus apartment with her best friend Jordan. They met during freshman year and became pretty close over the years and were now living together. At this point, they considered each other best friends. So much so, like Jordan would go to Alexis's house for the holidays and whatnot because Jordan was actually from Michigan.
Yay.
Yeah, so she couldn't go home all the time. It like obviously wasn't as easy as driving an hour and a half. But anyway, it is the start of her senior year, and it appeared that Alexis was happy and things were going very well for her so far. On October 30th, 2019, Alexis spoke to her mom, Tammy. She was laughing and upbeat, and everything appeared to be fine. She then FaceTimed her sister Monica and asked her to cash app her some money, which is like so college. I love it.
I was just going to say the most college thing in the whole world. You get off the phone with your mom and then you're like, yo, sis, I need some money.
Yeah, please give me some money. And then another sister, Alexandra, texted Alexis and asked if she had plans that night. And Alexis responded with, quote, nothing.
Alexandra and Alexis.
I know, kind of cute, right, though?
So close.
They probably got mixed up all the time when they were like yelling for each
Yes.
other.
Like Alex and Alex. I know like
Literally,
there's
yeah.
other nicknames for both of them, but yeah.
Alexander sent another text, but it wasn't responded to. At 9 p.m., Alexis posted on Instagram, and at 9:24 p.m., Alexis commented on another post or group message, I believe, with like laughing emojis.
Okay. So just chilling on social media. Also
Yes.
very college
Yes.
or any age thing, really.
Yeah, oftentimes nowadays. The next day, October 31st, Halloween,
Halloween.
our Alexis' favorite holiday.
Yes.
Alexis's family is trying to call her, and there's no response. Her phone was also going straight to voicemail, and this was very, very unusual for Alexis.
I think at least everybody in my life, if something went straight to voicemail, I'd automatically be like, what's wrong?
Yes. And she
Like,
usually talks with her family every day. Like kind of like our family, at least like we see text messages if we don't talk on the phone. Like
mhm.
it would be weird.
Yes.
Alexis also didn't show up for work or class that day.
Oh, okay.
Things are starting to become worrisome. So the next day, on November 1st, her family calls the police to report their daughter missing. The police go right to the apartment, and Alexis isn't there, but her roommate slash BFF, Jordan, is. The police is obviously like, where is Alexis? And Jordan tells the police the night of October 30th at 11:30 p.m., Alexis asked her to drive her to the liquor store.
Okay.
Also very college.
Yes.
Jordan drove her there. Alexis purchased something there. And then Jordan made a comment to the police that like She drove Alexis there despite the fact that they weren't on speaking terms, quote, due to a separate incident.
Okay. So they got in a fight. They
Yes.
weren't really talking to each other. Alexis sheepishly is like, "Can you just drive me to the liquor store?" And Jordan's like, "Fine. Even though we're mad at each other, I'll take you because we're best friends."
Yes. Which honestly, like, me and my college, like, they're my best friends. And me and my college roommates would get in stupid fights and then, like, do stupid things like that. Like, I remember going to
Yeah.
the movies with them and I was all mad at them and not talking to them. Like, that's just like what you do.
Yes.
Jordan then said to the police at around 12:30 a.m., now technically on the 31st, Alexis went to bed. And when Jordan woke up, Alexis was not in the room and she hadn't seen her since.
Okay.
So they possibly, again, just had a stupid little argument between roommates and friends, drove to the liquor store. She woke up. Her roommate and friend is not there. Police search the apartment, and unfortunately, there's nothing really there that gives them any leads. Alexis's ID, cell phone, and debit card were not in the apartment, so they were gone.
Oh, so she, yeah, it wasn't like she, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
It's not weird.
However, it appears that she left behind her phone charger and even more odd, her apartment keys.
Okay. The apartment keys is really weird. Phone
Yes.
charger is like, maybe I'm just going to a party for the night, a late party. I don't
Yes.
need my phone charger there. But apartment keys, especially if like it seems like her roommate went to bed pretty early, like you would probably need your keys to get back into your apartment.
Yes. Which I know like people there are people out there that like don't lock and stuff, but I feel like college campuses generally do.
Yeah.
And then like what you were saying, the cell phone debit card not in the apartment, that's not generally weird because she obviously took them with her. But the
Yeah.
apartment keys, we agree, weird. Alexis's family knows something up and they drive to Clark Atlanta University and they start searching right away. They also go on social media to spread the word in hopes of finding their Alexis. Alexis's story goes all around social media, especially around the Atlanta area, but no one knows where she is. Statewide flyers are also posted. And 5 days after she was last seen, November 4th, her family holds a press conference, and a decent amount of her family members speak and just plead to the public and even Alexis if she's out there to help them find her. But the poor family, I can't even begin to imagine like what's racing through their brains at this point.
Yes.
So the police in Atlanta are taking the case very seriously, which is good. But you know how sometimes there are things like held back in an investigation.
Hmm.
Well, police are doing that here. And at the press conference, we do see a glimpse of what they are holding back when a spokesperson said that Alexis disappeared, quote, under a difficult set of circumstances.
What does that mean?
Yeah, the public was like, no idea what the person's talking about. What are these difficult circumstances they're referring to? It was reported Alexis seemed very happy and doing well. So, like, how come things seem a little bit different now?
Huh.
Weird.
And like, yes, she may be in a fight with her roommate, but that's pretty typical. That's not difficult circumstances.
Yeah. Now, through the police investigation, police find out that Alexis's cell phone was turned off sometime between 2 and 3 a.m. on the 31st. There was no activity on her debit card or on her social media since the 30th, so it's not looking good.
Hmm.
Then on November 5th, a day after the press conference, police began to reveal a little more information about the difficult set of circumstances mentioned at that press conference. The public finds out that on October 26th, so this is 5 days before Alexis went missing, Alexis herself actually made a police report.
Oh.
But details of the police report are under wraps.
Ugh.
I know. So no one knows, again, exactly why she made the report or exactly what's going on. Then some of her closer friends come forward and say that Alexis has been afraid to sleep in her bedroom and had been sleeping on the couch. So something is clearly up and things are not as they seemed in the beginning.
I'm curious as to why the bedroom versus the couch. Like, if it was a problem with her roommate or like a stalker or something, I feel like you would not want to sleep in your entire apartment.
Yeah.
But I think it's weird that you're like, okay, I'm just too afraid to sleep in my bedroom, so I'll sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't I can't think of a situation in way that I don't know.
Well, so something is
Ugh.
clearly up. And
I
the
hate when you get
same,
that smile on your face because you know, and I don't.
I like knowing things Lexi doesn't. My Lexi. Um, but this same day, on November 5th, the police also released images from Alexis at the liquor store. These are the last known photos of her. This also confirms Jordan, her roommate's story for the part of the night. Jordan was communicating with police and Alexis's family throughout like all of this time so far.
Okay.
3 days after the police report is found out, on November 8th, 2019, the police held a press conference. Very sadly, Alexis's body was found.
Oh,
She was found in a park in an Atlanta suburb. Her body was in a wooded area of Exchange Park, which is in DeKalb County, Georgia, off of Columbia Drive.
is it close to the college?
Somewhat close, yes. It's not like
Okay.
super close, but it's not like super far. So, yes.
Okay.
Alexis was found with her hands tied with the hoodie she was wearing that night on the surveillance photo and a blue shirt around her neck.
What?
There was a trash bag with a hole found near the body, along with a plastic bin, and I believe her body was wrapped in a blanket.
Oh my God. To have your hands tied with your own hoodie?
Just an awful, tragic find that obviously devastated the family, but of course the public as well. A medical examiner determined Alexis's cause of death to be asphyxiation. Investigators were actually led to Alexis's body by Jordan Jones, her roommate and supposed best friend.
What? How?
I believe Jordan was accompanied by her dad, who's actually a law enforcement officer in Michigan.
Wait, what?
Shortly after the discovery of the body, 21-year-old Jordan Jones and her 21-year-old boyfriend, Barron Brantley, were named suspects.
Her boyfriend?
Completely
What?
shocking. This shocked the public as well as myself.
And her dad's there and he's a police officer in a different state.
Yes.
Wait, and she just was like, I know where Jordan's body is? What?
Well,
Ah!
on November 9th, Jordan and Barron were arrested and charged with Alexis's murder. Barron also faced charges of hindering a person making an emergency phone call, three probation violations, including battery, cruelty to children in the third degree, and theft. In addition to the battery and third degree child cruelty counts that gave those probation charges, Barron also faced similar charges in September 2018, along with several traffic charges and, quote, fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer.
What I what happened with the child? Do we know?
I do not know that. But Barron is not a great guy at all. And he's a trash bag, which we'll find out soon. But just like you, just like me, Jordan was also the last person that Alexis's family suspected at all. This was their daughter's best friend, someone who would come over during the holidays. The shock, disgust, and devastation the family must have felt is just unreal and unbelievable. After the press conference, the president of the university came out and said, quote, "Our deepest thoughts and prayers are with her family and everyone who knew and loved Alexis. Tonight, we mourn together for those who knew Alexis and for our CAU family. The days ahead will be hard." He also added that there would be grief counselors on site to help students and staff cope with the devastating loss.
That's nice.
Yeah. After Alexis's body was discovered, more details hit the surface about what exactly went on, because what exactly went on.
Yes, please. I need to know.
So, on two separate searches of Jordan and Alexis's apartment, Alexis's blood was found in the sink on a sponge with her hair in it, in 5 or 6 places in the living room.
Okay.
There was also surveillance footage that disputed Jordan's claim that after the liquor store, she went to bed. Because of this evidence, on November 8th, police spoke to Jordan about the evidence they found. And this is when Jordan cracked and told the police everything and then led them to the location of Alexis's body.
Okay.
So again, you're probably still thinking what in the heck happened that night?
Yes.
And how did something that should have never happened happen? Well, we have to go back to the police report that Alexis has made 4 days before her murder.
Finally.
After her body was discovered, details of the police report are made public. And in the police report filed before her gruesome murder, Alexis reported that there was unwanted kissing and touching from Baron Brantley,
Ew.
Jordan's scum boyfriend. And warning, things here are going to even take a darker turn. So Alexis reported this either late October 26th or early October 27th in the morning. This was their homecoming weekend. I believe Jordan, Alexis, and Baron all went out together and had several drinks. I mean, it's homecoming, so typical, especially in college.
Mm-hmm.
They all returned back to Jordan and Alexis's apartment after the night of drinking, and Jordan wasn't feeling well. She drank too much, so she goes and lays down in her bed. Jordan falls asleep for about an hour, and when she woke up, she goes to get to the bathroom, and the door was locked. Jordan knocks on the door, and her boyfriend Baron answers it. He is shirtless, and Jordan looks behind him and sees her best friend and roommate, Alexis, unconscious on the floor.
What?
Barron allegedly said to her, quote, I didn't touch her. I didn't rape her.
Okay. First off, why did you say that?
Like, suspicious AF.
Unless you did that, why would you ever say that? That would never be my first. Also, you are in here with an unconscious girl with the door locked.
With no shirt on.
Yeah.
Disgusting pig boy. So then Jordan and Barron began arguing, obviously, and Barron leaves.
Do we know if she's unconscious from drinking or because he hurt her?
Unknown.
Okay.
I believe from blacking out.
But I guess there's no witnesses, so.
Yes. But Jordan and Barron began arguing, obviously, and Barron leaves and takes, or better said, steals Jordan's car.
What?
Jordan calls 911,
Yes.
but not what you would think about. Jordan calls 911 to tell them that her car was stolen and her now apparent ex stole it. She says absolutely nothing about her friend being sexually assaulted, possibly by this man, to 911 at all.
Great. Great, 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 great.
After a crappy friend Jordan calls 911, she does call a friend of her older sister and explains the situation to her. Jordan says to this friend, I think something happened to my friend. Which grosses me out because if this was your friend, you would have said that on the 911 phone call along with you worrying about your car being stolen, which makes me like super mad.
Yes.
But anyways, this girlfriend of theirs comes over right away, which is great. And Alexis is on the floor hysterically crying. And she says that she has been sexually assaulted. So I feel so bad and sad for her and hate that she was in this
Yes.
situation whatsoever. But thank goodness this friend of Jordan's immediately calls 911. She's like,
Okay.
I'm calling 911. When officers get there, Alexis told officers that she remembers Barron touching her and trying to kiss her, but she blacked out at some point and woke up in the bathroom half naked.
I just like feel like maybe she didn't just black out from drinking based on his past.
I think you might be
I
onto
feel like
something.
maybe she was saying no, 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 and he hit her or pushed her down and she hit her head. And that way he could have his way.
Awful. Like, again, I'm sick to my stomach. They take Alexis to the hospital and they do administer a rape kit there.
Wow, good for them. Also, Alexis is a baddie because I know that that is an hours long, extremely traumatizing process, especially after talking to Pagan Kennedy, who, if you haven't listened to that episode, it is episode 36. We learned a lot about this. And yeah, after talking to her, especially, it is such a hard thing to go through. So Alexis is a baddie for actually doing that.
1,000%. The results confirm the presence of semen.
Great, 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 great.
Yep, Baron is a disgusting turd monster, and I just want to vomit everywhere. But the system also sucks too because unfortunately and not uncommonly it fails her and Baron isn't arrested.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How? Wait. No.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is sad because like I said uncommonly or it's not uncommon. It's common.
Yep.
Um Also, it's important to note here that at some point before Jordan was arrested for Alexis's murder, Alexis's family asked her about this police report, and Jordan is a liar and tells her family about it, but says no semen was present that night at all after they did the rape kit. So she sucks too.
Okay. I just I know she's probably in a relationship that's not very healthy, so I'm trying to,
True.
but not an excuse.
No. After this awful and terrible night, within a day, Lex, a day, Jordan and Baron reconcile.
I just
They flip and make up. She sides with Baron.
I can't say anything because it I'm speechless. The thought of that and the thought of how traumatizing it must be for your best friend. You're raped by your best friend's boyfriend. He steals her car. And then a day later, she's like, so we got back together.
Yep. Baron told Jordan he was just really drunk and that's why he raped her best friend. And she takes this excuse as valid and secretly, behind Alexis's back, lets this disgusting man back into their apartment without Alexis knowing.
Great.
What the heck kind of person does either of those two things? Terrible, terrible, terrible people.
Yeah.
Jordan would like go to class, Lex, and leave Baron in her room while Alexis was there, and Alexis had no clue. I can't even believe it. Like, how terrible.
I I don't. I
But for Alexis, something felt very off. Remember, she was afraid to sleep and whatnot, possibly why she was sleeping on the couch. Maybe things started in her bedroom, right? So she's
yeah.
just feeling really off in her apartment. She's feeling very off.
I don't blame her.
Alexis and Jordan stopped talking to each other. Remember, Jordan told police that it was from a quote, separate incident. Yep. A snitch.
Just like a little college girl fight, you know?
Yep. And of course, the police believe it because me and you are like, oh, yeah, that happens all the time,
Yeah.
right? Until they obviously start digging deeper and like, okay, this is not what it seems. But Alexis doesn't know that Baron, the man who raped her, is staying at her apartment still, and her supposed best friend made up with him. And this brings us to October 30th in the early morning of the 31st. Now, this is allegedly from Jordan's mouth about this night. But once her and Alexis returned from the liquor store, Jordan supposedly confessed that she forgave Baron and he had been staying at their apartment. Or maybe Alexis found him there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Something happened where she got caught, I would guess. I guess I don't think they were on the way home from the liquor store and she's like, hey, so
I don't see that happening, but not sure.
but maybe. Yeah. She also
Yes,
doesn't seem like a sensible person at all. So maybe that is exactly what happened.
very true. Anyway, this confession causes Alexis and Jordan to get into an argument, of course, and then the argument turned physical. Alexis and Jordan start physically fighting each other. And again, from Jordan's perspective, Baron then came out of the room and choked Alexis to death, which we all know how long it takes. That isn't
And
something
how
that's accidentally
hard it
done.
is. How freaking hard it is to choke someone to death.
Yep.
And then okay. Um questions I have. Why if he just came out and choked her to death were her hands tied up with her own hoodie?
But when police ask Baron about the incident, he says that he did choke Alexis, but while he was doing it, Jordan grabbed a trash bag and put it over Alexis's head, suffocating her as Baron was strangling her to death. Remember, there was a trash bag found with her body,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
but just absolutely awful,
But
violent,
even if
gross.
that's the case, why are her hands tied up with her sweatshirt?
Yeah,
After she died, you tied her hands up with her sweatshirt and disposed of her body? That doesn't make sense.
it's
There is more
disgusting.
to this story. There is more to this story.
These sickos then put her body in the plastic bin, and this bin was Jordan's. Now, there's surveillance footage that disputed Jordan's original claim that she went to bed at 12:30 came from their apartment complex. The footage shows Jordan and Barron getting into a car at 3 a.m. The car is then backed into where the elevators were. 17 minutes later, the car drives away out of the parking lot. Jordan and Barron drove to Exchange Park off of Columbia Drive. Then these pig people pushed the bin down the hill, which is why Alexis's body was found outside the bin. Just total disrespect. Jordan and Barron then returned to their apartment at 4 a.m., which is also caught on surveillance footage. And there are also text messages between Jordan and Barron that prove that they both were trying to get rid of this footage as well.
Oh my God. All of this doesn't make sense. Something more happened in that apartment.
The next day, or the same day, since it was really early morning, Jordan and Barron went to a Halloween party. I hate them.
You kill your best friend, and then you say, like, let's put on our Halloween costumes tonight. Come on, fucking SpongeBob and Doodle Bob, let's go out.
Yep. How much you want to puke right now? A friend of Jordan's also called the investigators and said that Jordan asked her to lie and say she borrowed the bin, at least until she could get a new one because her parents gave it to her to move and she didn't want to get in trouble. I'm not sure if it's another friend or the same one, but then there are texts that prove she's trying to find a replacement for this bin. That's like what she's worrying about. Basically, she was trying to cover up that it was hers. She told the friend that she was eager to replace it because her parents wanted to move her back to Michigan. Remember, this was before she was caught in only early November of the school year, and her parents wanted to move her back.
Oh, okay.
Jordan actually did, in this very short timeline, end up going back to Michigan with her family in between this,
Wait, it's only like 10 days, wasn't it?
literally. Less than, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, but this did make her look pretty guilty to people because they're like, why are you running away? And because of this, Jordan took to social media and she wrote that people needed to focus their energy finding their friend and not on her.
She had the balls. She had the balls to put that on social media.
Yeah,
I think she's got to be a narcissist, right?
something's not over there because I
Like
just,
on social media, you said stop focusing on me and focus on finding your friend, my best friend, my roommate, who I just killed.
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, that's so normal, so normal.
yeah. Yeah. When Atlanta police asked Jordan to come back to Atlanta, she did so without a struggle. But like we said, this happened really quickly. Jordan and Barron killed Alexis, murdered her very early, October 31st morning. She went to a Halloween party that night or the next, and then she was questioned and taken into custody November 8th. And between that time, her family moved her to Michigan. And she went back to Atlanta to talk to the police and admit to her and her boyfriend's murder, which is just like wild to me. After Jordan and Barron's arrest, they are both indicted on charges and both pled not guilty.
Okay.
Both were denied bond, and the death penalty was eventually taken off the table for both of them.
Okay.
Now, according to the National Center for State Courts, the average amount of time it takes to resolve felony cases in the United States is 135 days.
Okay.
Lex, this case is still being dragged out, and still, as of today, there is no trial date set for this court case. 6 years later.
Samantha, what?
That's over 2,000 days that this thing has been dragged out,
How?
if I did the math correctly. This poor family, they deserve justice. You literally just asked how, but basically just a bunch of BS. Like, for instance, an admission by Barron was ruled inadmissible because he was not questioned properly about his potential drug use at the time the alleged confession was given.
What?
The case was also sidetracked by the issue of whether jail calls made by Barron Brantley could be used as evidence. Prosecutors argued that Brantley made incriminating statements during his jail phone calls. However, it was a long sidetrack that went to two courts. A trial judge said they could not be used, but then it went all the way to the Georgia Supreme Court, which reversed the ruling on April 8th, 2025.
So they just must have like good defense attorneys.
Yes, I believe the defense attorney was also arguing that search and evidence issues should bar mention of the assault, while prosecutors were like, this led to Alexis's killing. We need to discuss this in court. And a judge did determine that hearsay evidence could be used in the case, including like things that were said about the sexual assault and rape, even though there is a rape kit. But just messy, 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 messy. As of May of this year, I do believe hearings are taking place about what's allowed in court and having the trials of Jordan and Barron be separate and not tried together. But again, no official trial date has been set.
This is ridiculous.
I just honestly feel so bad for the family and this emotional toll.
No, because you're literally just dealing with this for 6 years now, and you're not even like it's not like okay, finally we see the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't even know when like this is going to happen, and you're going to have to go sit through these court cases and
Yes.
like
Hear these disgusting people talk about your daughter, and not that they would ever find peace in this situation at all, but at least if these people are away for life, there's some set of that's where they should be. You know what I
and
mean?
finality where you can finally just like focus on grieving your daughter instead
Yes.
of all of this fucking shit that you have to go through now. And this is like what aggravates me, and everyone should have rights to attorneys and stuff like that as well, but like we have confessions, we have evidence. Why cannot we not push this through any earlier than 6 years?
No, I literally think that's perfectly said.
Like this case was solved in 10 days
Yeah, so quick
and we
solved.
are 6 years later can't get to court.
Yep, it keeps getting pushed back, and they just, at the very minimum, this family like deserves justice, right?
Yeah.
So just awful, 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 and that's the devastating and tragic case of Alexis Crawford,
Wow, that's horrible.
isn't it?
Horrible. Well, thanks so much for listening. I don't ever know how to transition out of ones that are so frustrating.
I know.
But thanks for listening. Please follow us wherever you are listening. And if you're like really like, I'm kind of bored today, then maybe like go on every podcast platform and follow us on every single one because that would be helpful. Make sure you're downloading the episodes. That's super helpful for us. And then we are also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We're Bloodshed Baddies everywhere. So go on, follow, interact with our stuff, give us reviews, comment, send messages. We're here for y'all.
Yes, and if you have a case suggestion, that'd be great, or a story, you can send us an email as well to bloodshedbaddies@gmail.com. Our intro music is made by the incredible Cousin Vinny. You can find him on all music platforms. Tell a friend and tune in next week for a Lexi episode.
Good. Bye, baddies.
We love you.